Midnight Ramen is a minimally edited, live recorded podcast that takes place at midnight. Although Michael may not be consuming food, it's time to get your bowls out. It's chow time.
But I'll come back to you. Break stride, sailing me. Free falling, just my enemy. Free from the things you say. It will all come back someday.
Good evening, gamers. Happy birthday, dear Grandpa. Happy birthday to you. Hope y'all are doing okay. It is the 52nd episode of Midnight Ramen, the Livecast. And you're celebrating it with me, Michael. Technically, it's not like the birthday of the show, but like it's the 52nd episode, which means it's gone a full year around the sun, so that means it's his birthday, so I don't know, man. But yeah, welcome. If you want to watch this live, watch these episodes happen live, you can go to twitch.tv/Melted Original, all one word, capitalize the M in Melted, the L in Lurk, and the O in Original in that search bar, and you'll be fine. Or if you miss it, you can watch other stuff you can watch the VODs back. I do other stuff too on there as well, other streams. Or you can go to my YouTube channel where I post the VOD of this afterwards, and it's up there forever. Unless if something were to happen to it. In that case, I don't know. You can watch other past episodes other than the previous two, I guess. Whatever. But yeah. Again, Melted Lyric Original, all one word. And yeah, and eventually it'll be on other streaming services like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other stuff like that. I don't know when, but for right now, I mean, with the celebration, I upped the video game in here, and honestly, that's pretty damn good. So, for those that are watching it, this marks where I've actually decided to get off my ass and actually do something with my camera work, which I just like kind of had in the back of my mind. It's like, I need to work on making my video look better. And I just decided to say, screw it, I'm going to make it look good. And here we are. So what I ended up doing, I've after I made this previous video, and I'll tell the story on how I did this. So I made the previous YouTube video. If you go to my YouTube channel, obviously again, it's a Mountain Dew review for the Halloween flavored Mountain Dew. It's Airhead flavor, which you can get my whole intake on that on the video. But I feel like the video itself, the quality of the video itself is just bad. And I had one of my streaming buddies, Tartizzle, which he was on an episode of this, I think it was episode 46, so it's not too long ago. And like in episode wise, it's not too long ago, but in real life, that was like about a month ago. About a month. Maybe a little over. But what was I saying with that? But I had him like review it because like he was watching videos the other day, and he's the one critique that really stood out, and I had that in the back of my mind. It's like, I need to up my video game. And he said, yeah, here's what you need to do, like make your lighting better, make your something with your cameras not working right. And so the next day, and it's been a slow week at work. I looked up a YouTube video and like, oh, what's some camera stuff that I can do? And I found basically the first video that I wanted to do did exactly that. I went back home when I was done with work, and I basically swapped the cameras that I was using. So the camera that I was using for my pack opening is the one I'm using for my actual face cam now, which I should have been doing for the longest time because I've had this camera for a hell of a long time, like at least 6 months. But the reason that I didn't use it for the face cam is because initially I didn't go into the settings of this and like change the resolution and all this other stuff to it, and I just didn't do it. So it looked like a cube, and it looked so bad. It looked very, very bad, and I hated it. And I just used it for my for the pack camera because like, oh, it works. But then I'm like, man, I need it on my game. So I swapped them, and it works perfectly. I got the resolution right. The other old camera that I was using for this is now for my pack camera. And it's got its own separate light because like that was another issue. I'm using a ring light around this camera that I'm using right now. So the lighting is better. So it like two birds, one stone here. Like it solved my camera and my lighting problems that I've been having, which is amazing. I can do a little bit more with the audio stuff and whatever. Like there's only so much I can do. Only so much. And it's hard to tell. Especially with the video work that I was doing with that. I was like, I just gotta get it done. I gotta get it done. But that said, and it's also hard to tell because like when I'm looking at the meters on OBS right now, it's like I'm in the yellow pretty constantly and I'm going into the red often. And if I peak it, that means a lot of times a lot of the signal of that is going to not be there. So it's kind of hard to get that gain right. So I have to go into the video, and since this is a minimally edited podcast, I can't really do much to it. I mean, I can, but I don't really want to be spending more than like an hour editing if I have to. No offense. Like minimally edited is what this podcast has always been from the start. Just live raw takes. I mean, if I have to cut out a bit where it's like I'm gone or something like that, sure. I say someone's name that I don't want to say their actual name, then yeah, sure. But other than that, yeah, like minimally edited. I'm just so glad that I got this done. So two birds, one stone. And the lighting, like when I was doing cart stuff, like this ring light was just, it leaves such a bad reflective mark on the cameras when I'm like playing a game on Spell Table or anything. So I just have to have it turned off. But now I don't. Now I'm actually utilizing the ring light for its intended purpose, which is fan-freaking-tastic. I mean, I do still get a little bit of the glare from the camera that I'm using for the card pack stuff, and you'll get to see that later, but it's such a big difference, such a huge difference, and I am so glad for Tart for kind of, I don't want to say opening my third eye, but just like saying like, yeah, do it. And I'm like, okay. And it gave me the kick in the pants to actually do it. I think more or less a reassurance to do it. Or like a second opinion, which is what I needed. And it works. I'm not mad with it. I am so glad that I got this done. And I'm like running at 60 FPS, so like all these hand movements may a little bit look like funky, but like, oh, this is fresh. This hand, like me doing these hand things are just like fresh, like clean movement. And I love that. Absolutely love that. Also talk about clean, I got my hair cut last week. Also it was to basically, I put out the video at 3 a.m. on Friday the 13th. I got a haircut just to be sure, like, guys, I'm not dead. I didn't actually, like, I may have, like, acted like it was on Friday the 13th, but it came out on Friday the 13th at 3 a.m. I didn't go into work sleep deprived, like, after editing that. No, 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 no. I filmed it before and edited it, like, whatever. It took me a little bit to do, which I need to get better at editing. But yeah. I'm just so glad with this image. I'm just so glad with this image. I am gonna work on, like, the audio stuff too, at some point, but it's really hard to tell, like, even for me, because, like, I'm an audio guy. I got a degree in this. Like, that's what my intention was for my degree, is to do audio stuff. And, like, it's hard. It's hard because, like, one, like, you're listening to yourself, which that's a hard hurdle to get over. Like, hearing yourself is super tough to get over. Like, it's nasty hard. Just hearing the sound of your own voice back is just like, ugh. Especially for some people, but, like, I feel like I've definitely gotten used to it at this point. Sometimes it's revolting here and there, whatever. But yeah. What was I going on with this? I literally just blanked on it. But I've definitely gotten used to it, but I feel like when I do, like, an OBS stuff, and that's what I'm using for my streaming stuff again, like I'm talking about, the monitoring thing is just so wacky. It just doesn't do, like, a one-to-one sort of thing. And hey, Scrappy, he redeemed first. Crazy. Crazy Scrappy redeemed first. Welcome in, dude. Oh, man, I am glad that Tart pointed, like, basically reassured me to get this actually working. I'm not, and to answer, Scrappy asked, where did Cam and Mike go? There's a reason for that. This is a podcast. I don't want to have audio noises, especially copywritten audio noises, going off in the middle. I don't have headphones on. And that's basically a thing since the beginning, because, like, yeah, I may put chat up maybe once or twice, but, like, that's the thing I hate. Like, I do want to put chat in the podcast, but at the same time, if I do that, oh my God, like, I have to, like, if someone says any profanity, that's an edit. I don't want to do that. Not to say I don't want to do that, but I don't want to do that. That is too much work. And plus, like, again, when eventually it goes into an audio medium, hearing cat on the mic 1,000 freaking times is not pleasant. It's not pleasant at all. So, like, I basically shut that up. And, like, there's, like, other ones, like a music request. So, like, how am I supposed to do that? I'm not doing that. That's copyright. I don't want to get sued. Not now. I went into copyright. Like, copyright law is such a pain in the ass. That actually leads me to my first topic I do want to talk about. Copyright. Am I right? No, copyright is so messy that people can get away with just basically stealing, more or less, like, videos and stuff, like doing minimal edits to it. And if you know what I'm leading into here, like, and I get reactions and stuff like that. I'm just like, I mean, I get reactions and stuff like that. And for those in the chat that, like, know, like, Tart puts a lot of work into his reactions. Like, when he was reviewing the video, he stopped for at least 10 minutes. For 20 seconds of video, we stopped for like 10 minutes just, like, ranting on about freaking nothing, like I'm doing right now. Like, that's commentary. That's a reaction. Doing like word vomiting up nothing, sweet nothings into a mic is not reacting. I mean, it is, but it also isn't. So, what was it? It was over the weekend. It was over the weekend. Jack's Films got his address doxed by SS Sniper Wolf. And this whole thing has been going on for months. So Jack's Films, like, huge major YouTuber. He's been in the YouTube game for well over a decade. Well over a decade. Longer than Sniper Wolf has. And his recent tirade against her kind of started up because, you know, people are saying like react channels, is it really content? I mean, that's very vague in that regard, but Sniper Wolf has been doing like TikTok reacts for like about 2 years, like since 2019. And a lot of it's not like just face value shit, like copy paste, like add a joke, read a thing, steal, like taking out credit from whoever posted it. Like, that's stealing. You're just stealing content for views, which is not good. Like, you're basically just might as well be like one of those copy things on copy channels on TikTok that basically put the video up top and then like Subway Surfer on the bottom, or whatever, like a game that has nothing to do with anything, and if you go to the App Store, it's not there, and if you download the game, if it was there, it's not the game that you're looking for. Which there actually is a game, I can't remember who made it, but some guy made a game, like all those like distracting whatever games, he made that, and it's good apparently. I can't remember what it is. It was on an episode of the Besties. They talked about it. But yeah, it's like, seriously, it's like that React content. It's nothing, and that's kind of more or less what Sniper Wolf has been doing since 2019, and it's basically more or less theft, and it's okay. Like, and so basically, Jack's Films has been more or less riffing on it. I mean, like, you know, giving like commentary, like reacting to a reaction, but giving like critiques. Not like sometimes, not like it within malice, but like being like, hey, this is literally theft. The person that posted this video lost out on, boom, here's a number, a lot of money. They are owed that. And they can't get that back. And now because their whatever content ID or whatever isn't linked anywhere within the video, there's no way they're going to get that money. And they have to basically go to YouTube and appeal for that. Or be like, hey, or approach Sniper Wolf's team and be like, hey, you do not have rightful use of this video. And yeah, it's vicious. And basically, it's more or less I don't want to say he's leading the charge, but he is. And it's okay to be like, it may be a little bit vicious, like he's telling people like, hey, it's more like a warning, if anything. And just be like cautious, I guess, trying to be one for the people and trying to not have hypocrisy within the YouTube space because of this situation that's went on last weekend. Definitely showed YouTube's cards on how they treat people. It's not good. It's not really not good. So, during one of Jack's streams, it's not even Sniper Wolf Bingo, which is a stream thing that he does where he basically has a video and he plays bingo with chat, and whoever gets a bingo gets a sub. No harm in that. But he also like puts that on YouTube and then like promotes that, and you know, gets more people to watch the videos / the streams, and it's you know, it's its own separate thing, and he puts it on a separate channel that he basically, it's like a mock channel, but it's its own separate thing. And Sniper Wolf really hates this shit. I tell you what, she does not care for it. She pulls out so many cards. Like, I get it. Like, it is to random person, yes, it's mean. It can be seen as mean. But when it's like, hey, can you not do this? And then you keep on doing it, then it just keeps showing your character. It's not good. It's not good. So what happened was, this past weekend, Jack was streaming just like Jackbox games. Jack was streaming Jack. So he's streaming Jackbox game in his like chat, or people in his like Discord call or whatever he was using was like, Sniper Wolf just said she's 5 minutes away from your house. And then they're like, yeah, she's outside your door live streaming outside your house, basically wanting to confront you. And he's like, on stream, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna call the police. Cause yeah, no, this was not warranted. This is not warranted. She didn't, no context, no nothing. She just went to his house, filmed it. So there's video of his address. Well, it's not there anymore, obviously, because she took it down. But video of his address, like took pictures and other stuff, and ordered food for his house, and basically tried to bait him out into a confrontation. Like, what? That's and here's the kicker too. Sniper Wolf has a criminal record of assault. I don't know about assault, but armed robbery within the past year. She was arrested for armed robbery within the past year. Or I don't know when, but she does have a record of that. I'm pretty sure recent as this past year. Yeah, and she's a one of the highlighted creators of YouTube. That's really cool. And she went up to this guy's house. That makes sense. And doxed his address to all of his, like, all of her 5 million Instagram fans and whatever. Yeah, that's definitely a good response. Unwarranted. No messaging, no nothing. Just for a talk at his front door. I don't know, man. That just seems like bullshit. And then she tried to defend herself after the fact, and she took down a lot of the crap. But she tried to defend herself like, oh, this guy's been harassing me for months. Like, a little, like, there is a little bit of validity to that. I mean, I get that, you know. But, like, there's going to be haters no matter what you do. There's going to be haters no matter what you do. You have, like millions and millions of subs. Like, and when the whole YouTube space is clowning on you, I think you might want to, like, wake up. Smell the roses there, bud. The whole YouTube space is trying to tell you something. You might want to listen back. I don't know, man. I don't know. You might want to listen because... And then things have not been good for her either, because her partner tried to, I think she got divorced. Her partner, I don't know if she got divorced, but her partner that she broke up with, filed for, tried to is suing her. There's like a couple other things going on. It's like, yeah, maybe doing this was not the best move. Maybe showing up to this guy's house was not the brightest of ideas. But then afterwards, she like posted like crap like, oh, we show up to your house, what do you do? It's like, Chief, I don't know about this one. You're in the wrong. You're in the wrong there, bud. You just showed up to his house. Unknown felon. or like you showed up to his house unsolicited. That's not cool, dude. While he was doing stuff. That's not cool. But yeah, I think I need to get off of that. That's just a sick, nasty situation, and YouTube is doing nothing about it. I mean, I think they are starting to like be like, oh yeah, maybe we should, but I don't know if they're gonna do anything about it. It's been like almost a week and not a real big official response, and a lot of YouTubers have like been making videos on this. Like a lot of big YouTubers have been making videos on this, and like completely unrelated to this. Like they would not make content for this situation, but given what's been going on, it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah. So that's just a crazy situation, dude. Like nuts. Nuts, nuts, nuts. I don't want to go into a pack opening just yet, but I feel like I should because it's just a good transition. It's just a very good transition. It's about time too. So let's go into a pack opening. Why not? With the new setup. Oh my god, that looks so good. I set that up just perfectly. Oh man, I did not plan this. So okay, we got technically 6 packs because we got out of the pack of Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to roll this D20, this RD20, random D20, and whichever one, the numbers 1 through 5 or whatever, we'll open that pack, and then replace whatever one with that with the Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, whatever, blah 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 blah, and we'll roll it twice. So, and we'll push this out of the way a little bit. 14. 5.1. So 6. All right, so it would be this one. Brothers War. I like Brothers War. And replace Brothers War with this one. With the Kamigawa. Let's see what else we get. That didn't feel like a roll there. It landed on 14 again. 12. This be this one. Dominaria United. Okay, so we're going back to back. Let's open the Dominaria United first. I feel like that one's just go low straight down. All right. I love these two. I love these two sets. Maybe we'll get something cool out of them. I hope so. I sure hope so. But I hope you guys are liking these new camera shots. If you're watching the video of this, heck yeah, I am so glad that I got this done. Like, I cannot stress enough how excited this, like, I was just, when I got this set up to work, I was just like, I'm so happy, dude. I was so happy with it. I don't know. This might be clean. This might be a clean one, so I don't have to do a pack trick. But it could. I'm good. Okay, I'm good. So, the art card is basically a guy with a cannon. Foil Swamp. Love that. Hocus Pocus. Battlefly Swarm. Take Up the Shield. Radiant Grove. Barkweave Crusher. Joint Exploration. Heroes Heirloom. Monstrous War Leech. I'm not even gonna say that name. Najal. I'm Fury Rider. Urborg. Lermagoyf. Jaya's Fire NATO. Ooh. Vault card. Paladin and Vec. First strike protection from black and red. Not bad. Not great though. Out of a Dominaria United? I only got one? What the? Yeah, this is a set booster. That was just kind of mid. Like, that was mid. What the heck? Let's hope this Brothers War pack isn't. Jeez. Jeez, man, that sucked. I'm not gonna lie. All right. Ooh. That's a cool little art. That one. Montaña. An Argothian sprite. Wait, Hocus Pocus. Focus. Urza's Rebluff. Goring Warplow. Repair and Recharge. Ooh, Recruitment Officer. That's a good one for a soldier's deck. Descendant. Mass Production. Is this a soldier one? Oh, yeah. 4 of them. Not bad. Not great. Ooh, okay. Quintus Spike. Not great, though. It's okay. It's not awesome. Chromatic Star. And then this dude, Felden. Whatever. And Recommission for the foil. And then yeah, not great packs. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Those were kind of mid packs. Those were kind of mid. Man, that sucked. Oh well. What can you do? I'm not gonna open up another one though. That's not happening. I need to save these packs. I think I want to check when the next one is coming out. It's like mid-November, but like I got that itch. I gotta open up another pack. That like the gambler's addiction. I mean, opening packs like that technically is gambling because it is, but you get something at the end no matter what. So, is it really gambling? Technically, the original way that Magic was supposed to be played was with an ante. So in a deck, you would have to like whatever the I think after you draw your hand or something like that, you would offer up the top card, and that would be the prize card if you won or lost. So immediately, like if you lost, your deck is invalid and you can't use that deck anymore because it doesn't have enough cards. But what? But the reason that stopped is because doing the ante, that there's like a prize stuff, that's basically gambling, and you can use and abuse that stuff, and it's like that's not cool. It is technically just gambling in the end. So Wizards stopped doing that. Said, yeah, we're not doing ante anymore. All of the cards that have that on their text, super banned. But they are worth a lot of money though now, but you can't really use them at all. Although there are definitely cards that were printed early on. I can't remember what it's called, but basically it forces you to stop the game that you're playing, shuffle your whole deck that you had, or shuffle all the cards that you had, and play a separate sub game of Magic. And then whoever wins that gets something. It's not even useful after you win, but then you go back to the original game. It's like, what? For like a very small prize, or not, it's not really significant in that sense, but I can't remember what it was. It's something completely stupid. But yeah. Is my nose facing the wrong way? I've gotten really conscious now. I feel like I'm looking to my looking to my side when I'm like facing directly into the camera. I don't know if that's just me or the way that my face is built. I don't know. I do not know. I do not care. That's how God intended. So, man, this really sucked. I kind of and talking about like drama stuff and the news and whatever. I don't want to get into the geopolitical stuff right now, but there's a whole lot of crap going on in Israel with the Palestine and like the Gaza Strip. It's been going on for decades, and there's been a huge spat going on just recently that killed a whole lot of people, like a lot of people, and there have been bombings and rockets and just bombings that killed a lot of people. And war crimes have definitely been committed. Like a lot of war crimes have been committed from both sides. and it's not cool. Um, I'm definitely don't I'm not siding with either party because I mean both of them have a claim to the land. That is true. This spat has been going on for like 10 like decades, centuries. Like it won't really end unless if one party's gone, like dead. All of them dead. It doesn't matter how many people happen because of it. If they're all gone, that's the answer. I From the way that it kind of sounds like. In a very similar way to what's been going on in Ukraine and Russia and that sort of stuff, but in a different perspective, definitely. But it's not a pretty thing. But uh, Pete Davidson, of all people, Pete Davidson, who just hosted Saturday Night Live this past weekend, put it into very good perspective. That because of the many people that were lost and all of that, even like all those people have families, like kids and other people that they depend on. And he lost his dad in 9/11, and man, I'm crying about it because like the way that he talked about it, he was pretty stone faced, and like he talked about how the loss of his dad took a toll on him and on him and his and his mom, and just the things that she tried to do to make him happy again. And the real big thing that made him happy was comedy. Like watching a Eddie Murphy special that, I feel like parents do this all the time where they like oopsie daisies, I shouldn't be showing my kids this. But he was watching one of his specials and she didn't turn it off because he was laughing and smiling for like the first time in a long time, and that's major. And like seeing all the photos and stuff, it brought him to a very dark place too. It like just made him think of his experiences, and like yeah, it may not be comparable in some ways, but he can relate to those families and kids, and especially those kids though, like, losing loved ones like that, just, and you gotta just basically come out of the rubble and pick up the pieces. It's not fun. Like, out of all this, it, the situation that's going on there is not cool. I wish this wasn't happening. I really wish it wasn't. The only like clean way, like as I said before, it's like the only logical way that it feels like it might succeed is until every one of the like people die in a genocide. It doesn't matter how many of their own people die for that cause, which is not cool. Not cool at all. It's just not. It's not. Mm-mm. It's, man. I know this is like celebrating like the 1 year anniversary of the podcast, but like, man, shit's been going on. Shit's been going on. And I don't like getting political and all other stuff, but man, that's been grinding my gears. It really has. It really has. That's like the reason that my dad was in the Navy for over 20 years. The reason that I didn't enlist or anything, like I did not sign up or like whatever, put my thing on the draft when I turned 18, solely because my dad said, no, there's no way in hell I would let you go. And it hurts him every time, like around this time too. I'm not going to talk about what he's gone through, but this is not a great time for him. And kind of hope he's not listening or whenever he's sleeping. But it's tough. And whenever he sees like or hears about one of my like especially when I was like in high school and stuff, hearing my friends like enlist, it hurt him. It really did. Like I mean, I know he still prays that all of my pals and whatever that I grew up with come back because there might be a situation where someone that I've known for the longest time ends up in a body bag, and I don't want to see some of my pals that I've grown up with, that I've hung out with like that, to go. That's yeah, man, and it's tough. It's tough. And it's like like I get the sentiment. It's like I'm a huge gamer, and of course I played like Call of Duty and other games. Like I understand that sentiment. I do understand that sentiment. It's not a game. It's not a game. Like I understand like the gravity of that situation is you die, you're done. Like in those games, like it's not good. Man. Anyway, I gotta get down from this down stuff though. I gotta be done with that. Done with that. Life is good though, and there's a bright side to everything. Um, there's always something to make us smile, make us laugh at the end of the day. But sometimes that comes with hardships too. And that's okay. It's okay to feel bad. I don't know if a certain person said that, but it's okay to feel bad sometimes. And that's all right. Yeah. uh, I feel like the essence of this like lo-fi ness that I wanted at the very beginning of the show is that maybe I might not be talking to a person here or there, but like I'm maybe spitting it out into the ether or whatever, but just chilling, vibing, just talking about shooting the shit. And that's what the radio show was like initially what I intended it to be, is just hanging out at midnight. Like it was for a credit, for sure. I was getting like credits out the wazoo for it. Um, but yeah, it's great. It's weird to think that like I'm here. I don't know how to best describe that. And yeah. What the heck was my phone just like buzzed weird? Okay. I got it. I feel like I gotta get a new phone. Because like my phone is like overloaded with stuff at this point. Like I getting like that update, that message and whatever the notification that I got was from a couple minutes ago. I don't know why it's showing up now. That took a very long time, and I'm connected to solid Wi-Fi, so I don't know what's going on. Uh, yeah. But I think I think I said it before because I want to wait because like this is an A20, so I want to get an A24 for the meme for the LOLs, and I hope Samsung does release that because it would be the funniest shit ever. Oh, that would be so. Oh man. Oh. They just released a phone. Oh man, I'm gonna laugh all the way to the bank with that one. Oh no, like I'm serious. Like I'm definitely holding back so I could get that. Like I've definitely had some like dumb shit where it's like, oh, I need to delete cache or whatever. And emptying my cache typically is good for it. So I can update an app for 15 megabytes when the scope is like bigger than that. It's like, oh, you're 0.4 gigabytes away from being full, but this update is 0.01 of that. We can't do it. You need to delete a gigabyte of data from your phone so we can do this. It's like, what? Seriously? And I've definitely deleted apps that I used to use because of this. But I'm basically at the point where I'm like, I'm at the breaking point. I'm at the breaking point. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for that to come about. That's gonna be real funny. But yeah, when that does, I'm definitely if it's a thing, I'm definitely getting one. Cause it'll be funny as hell. Oh man. Oh. Hmm. And they say a full day is to feel a full range of emotions, both good and bad. And I've definitely gone through that, especially in the last 10 minutes. God damn. God damn. I've had this. So, one thing that I thought about earlier today, lanyard, like, at my job, I have to wear a lanyard, so like name tag and badge and stuff like that. I have to do that all the time. And even like my profession, a lot of times if like like you're working or backstage or whatever, you're more than likely wearing a lanyard for that event. It's weird because I feel like the lanyard is like an accessory on you that wants to kill you all the time. All the time. Like, I have not had a single day where my lanyard has tried to pull itself in one direction or a different one and basically more or less try to kill me. Like, I've not I feel like a single day where that hasn't happened. It's like, oh, just throw it across your back. It's like, sometimes your back is not the safest place either. Oh man, I do hate when that happens though. When I have to mess around with my lanyard. I feel like the lanyard is the like clothing accessory that wants to kill you the most. And I thought about it's like, oh, maybe glasses do, but like glasses are there to help you. A lanyard isn't really there to help you. Like a watch is there to help you tell the time. A lanyard isn't there to help you tell the time usually. It's more to give you access to stuff. Like even then, you could just have your keys or whatever in your pocket. Like I have my keys on a lanyard. Sometimes I have in my pocket, sometimes I'm wearing it, depending on the situation. But like I still say that lanyard wants to kill you the most. And I've like even when I've had my lanyard in my pocket, I've had multiple times where it's like the loop of it has caught onto like a drawer or something. And I've basically gotten like yanked because of it. It's a miracle that my pants or the lanyard has not been like destroyed because of that shit. And it's a very like a Three Stooges gag act when like, oh, I take it off, loops it again, take it off, loops again, take it off, loops on a different thing. I've had that happen and it sucks. Oh man, I legit have had that happen. I wish I was kidding. It was like a drawer, and then it's like, oh, I'm on the drawer again, and I get it off, and it's on the drawer next to it. And it's like, seriously, and then, oh, I'm on the doorknob now. Bruh, bruh. Could be worse though. Could be very worse though. Man, I fucking hate lanyards, but I love them too because like I feel like at the same time though, like I don't feel like I get to a point where I feel like I don't feel it, you know? It's something that you can wear on yourself. Like I feel like if, I can't I like personally I can't wear like a band or anything on my wrist because then I go like slides up and down or whatever. Like I can't. Or like even a necklace. Like uh, uh. But a lanyard, though, which is just a bulkier necklace. Yeah. Oh my god. Sticking in my seat. That's such crisp video. Oh my gosh. I love it. Now in good vision. Now in actual definition. Now in high I want to watch UHF by Weird Al. I have not seen that movie. And I'm a big Weird Al guy. Like, I love his music, but I have not seen UHF. And like a lot of people, like even non-fans have seen him. Like, it's got to be on the surface. Oh, Loki. Speaking of like shows I got to watch, I think it's on right now, or it might be on later tonight. I think it's on. Actually, no, 6 p.m. today, Thursdays. So it would be episode 3. As the recording of this, it would be episode 3 of season 2. Which, oh yeah, huge changes with that too. Like they stopped like they kind of like basically scrapped what they were doing with Daredevil Born Again because like it wasn't working, and basically Disney was like, yeah. So the whole thing that we've been doing with these shows, we haven't been having pilots. We've been writing it basically like as a one season show or limited whatever production, which like that works with WandaVision. Sure. You could do it with Loki, but like the way that it's shaped, I think it's very integral to what is going on in the MCU. It's very good, or it's probably one of the better projects. But I feel like the way that they've written it, like Miss Marvel, it had good, okay episodes, but I feel like as a whole, it's kind of weak. Same with we're not going to talk about She-Hulk. That sucked. That sucked. That show just sucked. I'm sorry. It did. Yeah. And like the way that so basically they're going to how you're supposed to write a show, how you're supposed to write, a televised show by like hiring like writers, like having a Bible, which is what you should be doing, period. Like they should have a Bible of how the universe or whatever works, but they don't. Or how the world works, but they don't have that, which is weird. I feel like there has to be like a literal department for that, like making sure the continuity is correct. And yeah, a lot of that may be done in post, but let's not rely on that because you never know when the VFX people are gonna be like, fuck this, which could be soon. I hope it happens. I kind of hope it does, because that would be funny. But no, like they basically like, yeah, we fucked up. Maybe we should actually do it the right way. And so I think Daredevil's probably going to be, I think Daredevil might be the first one of the shows that's going to get a good, hopefully, knock on wood, a good treatment for a show. I haven't really watched the old Daredevil stuff, like a lot of the stuff like The Defenders, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage. I haven't watched that. Iron Fist. I haven't watched those. And honestly, no offense, I'm not gonna. Although David Tennant is in Jessica Jones, which is crazy. And he's like a purple guy. Purple guy! Purple guy! Five Nights at Freddy's. Which I heard that apparently the reviews for it, I don't know if this is true, and I hope it's not. The reviews for the FNAF movie are bad. Are not good. So I hope that's wrong. Or it just might be people that have not had any interaction with it. I hope it's the former of the two. Wait. Is that right? Former, because it would be... Wait. I can't think. There's prior and former. I think I'm thinking of former because the former would be the latter. Actually, just say the latter of the two. The latter of the two. Because I feel like it might be good, and especially with the production that they put into it. They made serious like animatronics, dude. Like they got Jim Henson on that shit. Like legit, they got like the Jim Henson Company to do the animatronics, which is crazy. Speaking of crazy, Markiplier. Markiplier with Five Nights at Freddy's. He just like dropped another trailer for his like horror movie Iron Lung, or I feel like it's gonna be more of a thriller or something like that. Holy crap, he is like bathing in a pool of blood, of fake blood. My God, that there's a like, and there's like a thing like, yeah, it's like one of the bloodiest movies that has ever been made. And I think that the recent trailer that he just like that was just released, yep, it. I think it goes to show, yep, there's a lot of blood, and he's like literally rising out of a pool of blood. It's like, yeah, yeah, and it made me think of this video, that some I can't remember what's his name, but it's like so basically this was Unis Honest, and it's basically Mark and Ethan drinking like 10 gallons of blood. And it has like a bunch of references to some of the bits, but it's like Mark being a masochist and inserting poison and corn and shit and getting his balls crushed. Martha Mayhew. Man, Una's honest. What a thing. I remember watching that stuff, and I think the biggest curveball to that was definitely the obviously the pandemic, because like they didn't know. And I remember watching early on, like up to like the Christmas, up to like Christmas, they were like just doing haha funny stuff, and then the pandemic came around. I mean, they were still doing stuff, but I think they were like they had to like quarantine together, stuff like that. I don't remember, but they were like doing stuff after the fact, and it was like crazy. But yeah. Anyways, I think it should probably get to wrapping it up here. So, if you want to watch this live, you can go to twitch.tv/Melted Like Original, all one word. Capitalize the M in Melted, the L in Lyric, and the O in Original when you are in that search bar in Twitch or YouTube. Yeah. And if you go to my Twitch channel, you can see other stuff as well. I mean, if you missed the recording of this, you can also see other stuff. You can see the VOD of it afterwards. Yeah. You can see the VOD of it. You can see other stuff. You can watch me stream other things. Yeah. I don't know what else to say there. Or you can go to my YouTube where you can watch the VODs of not only the past, like, recorded one and the week before, but you can watch all of them, all 52 at this point. 52 episodes. God damn. Of the Midnight Ramen Livecast. On my YouTube channel, Melted Lyric Original, all one word, capitalize the M and Melted L Lyric and Own Original when you're searching it on the YouTube search bar. Even though I kind of already said that. It goes without saying. Even though I just said it. Yeah. And eventually, it'll be on other things like Spotify and Apple Podcasts. But we'll get there. We'll get there when we get there. And yeah. Thanks to Gradings for the use of their song Used to It off of the album The Call. They just finished a show, technically now yesterday night, or last night, because it's morning now. I keep having this quandary where whenever I talk about the current time, it's technically morning, even though it is kind of more or less night. But they had a gig in their local venue last night where they're opening for another act, which is good too. Again, I'm way too far away for that shit, but yeah, that's fun. Good for them. And I think they went out to probably frickin' Frying Pan. I just know they probably went out to Frying Pan afterwards. talk. It's like, so for those who may, well, it's like another comparison. It's like a Denny's or like a Perkins, where it's like it's kind of open more or less 24/7. Or I'm trying to think of like another, like a Perkins, Denny. Not really. I don't know about Denny's, but just like a diner that you can come in at any time of the day, 20, basically 24/7, and sit down, have a meal. Like, it is definitely a place to get food when you're drunk. It is definitely a place to get food, like good calorie food when you're drunk. Like, you can get pie, you can get hash browns, you can get breakfast food anytime. Like, it is a place to go. It's good food. Like, you do get a lot. You do get a lot. So if you're in the Fargo Moorhead area and you're looking for something to eat, you just want to eat, Frying Pan. That's a good place. I like it. I do like my times going to there. I think there might be other places that are similar, but wait, there is a Perkins. There's a Denny's. I'm trying to think if there is a Perkins. Yes, there is a Perkins. I do remember. Yep. But it ain't the same as Frying Pan, though. It ain't the same. There's just a different vibe. You gotta be there to know. I definitely, like, during my breaks at the TV station, I think a couple of times through there, I definitely went down to it just because it's close. I didn't have time to make food, something different. It's good food. They make it relatively quick. And yeah, it's nice. So if you're out in the area, that's one to go. And also listen to Gradients and other local bands from that area. I gotta listen to freaking Pursuit from my boys. I gotta listen to Pursuit. They're good too. They used to be called Pursuit of Cash, and I've definitely talked about this on the podcast. They used to be called Pursuit of Cash. And one of the guys I know him very well. I can't remember. He's like he's their guitarist. He's so cool. He's so cool. But I need to listen to their music more. I'll recommend it. I personally, not because I don't like their music, I personally just have not listened to it just because I haven't. I'm sorry to say that. I don't want to out myself as a bad friend. I just have not listened to it. But they used to be called Pursuit of Cash, and they just shortened it to Pursuit. And they do like a lot more heavy metal music, like thrasher music. But yeah. And thank you for listening, watching, doing what you do, and all that other fun stuff. But it's not midnight here anymore. But it's midnight somewhere else. So but in the meantime, it's not midnight here. How did I do this? I fumbled the bag. How long have I been doing this? God dang it. It's not midnight here, but it's midnight somewhere else. But until it becomes midnight here once again, I'll see you later. But until then, bye-bye.
Used to it.